Oh no.
Yo! What's up everybody, I'm Will, and today we're taking a 3-day road trip into one of the most remote cities in northern Thailand. I'm heading up with my friend Jeremy, and we're photographing the whole trip using only 8 frames of medium format film. Let's go. The camera I'm bringing with me for this trip is the massive Fujifilm GW690 Mark II. The nickname for this monster is the Texas Leica. It's about twice as big as a regular 35mm camera, and the frames are a whopping 6x9. Big thanks to Manny at Negative Film Lab for letting me borrow it. I'm shooting with a classic roll of Kodak Gold 200, and because these negatives are so big, I can only take 8 photos. Shooting with this thing takes patience and a lot of compositional consideration. Challenge accepted. We packed up and hit the road from our city of Chiang Mai. Our first stop was one of our favorite roadside cafes called Thingamajiggy. No road trip is complete without a little jolt of caffeine. After energizing, we headed down the winding country roads to Pai. This road has over 750 turns, and by the end of it, I was about to throw up. The mountain views along the way are insane. Pai is more of a town than a city, and it sits in a valley next to the Pai River. We chose this spot for our trip because it's cozy, full of adventure, and a gorgeous spot for photos. We arrived in Pai just before sunset and hit up the Big Buddha. This Buddhist monument sits high up on a hill and is one of the best spots in the area for sunset. Our legs were killing as we hiked up, but the incredible views at the top was well worth the trek. After enjoying the golden horizon, it was time to take the first photograph. I adjusted for exposure and took the first shot. The detail on this massive 6x9 frame is like shooting a high-resolution digital camera. The Texas Leica feels great in the hands, and it's perfect for detailed landscapes. After snapping one more at the top, Jeremy and I started heading back down the winding steps. I took one last photo of this temple dog statue looking out into the distance. The exceptional detail and sharpness felt like I was shooting an IMAX camera. After getting back into the car, we drove a few minutes down to our bungalow and hit the sack. Alright, so Pai is a super slow town. Backpackers and hippies from all around the world visit to enjoy its laid-back atmosphere and chill vibes. On day 2, we started off with a big breakfast and a quiet cup of coffee. Dear Your Mind Cafe is a hidden gem that feels more like an outdoor yoga studio than a cafe. This relaxed cafe overlooks farmland where you can watch farmers working the land. You can also see hippies exploring the city. The coffee is delicious and the views are even better. After snapping the 4th photo, we got into a little bit of car trouble. Forward! But Jeremy and I embraced the chillness of Pai, put in a little bit of elbow grease, and got back on the road. Band of brothers, baby. Band of brothers. This next stop is really cool. About 15 minutes outside of town is a stunning natural geographical formation known as Pai Canyon. Rainwater has eroded the rock cliffs, resulting in deep gullies and narrow channels. Walking on the cliffs is intense, especially while carrying a heavy camera and trying to vlog. I'm not a huge fan of heights, and my hands were sweating as we traversed the terrain. Pai Canyon is a huge attraction, and most people visit around sunset to enjoy the panoramic views. If you ever visit Pai, this is a must-visit destination. Bring a blanket and enjoy watching the sunset with a few friends. It's an incredible opportunity for landscape photography. Just be careful walking around while you explore. With only a little bit of daylight left, we made a stop at Tha Pai Memorial Bridge. This wooden World War II era bridge was built using elephants to bring trees from the jungle. I spotted a local fisherman working the Pai River and snapped the 6th photo in between power lines. This is one of my favorite photos from the trip. I normally don't take landscape photos, but the Texas Leica got me thinking differently about composition. We wrapped up our 2nd day with only 2 photos remaining. Our final day started way too early at 5:30 a.m. Our journey took us high up to a viewpoint that promised a stunning sunrise through early morning mist. To get to the top, we had to pay a driver with a truck strong enough to make the steep climb. So we loaded up with a few other travelers and made the early morning drive to the summit. When we got to the top, glowing red lanterns led our way to Yun Lai viewpoint. Each morning, loads of people come to see a beautiful sunrise landscape. Of course, the day we came was too misty to see anything. So we enjoyed the early morning dew, and I framed up a shot of these golden cattails. I love the way Kodak captures warm yellow colors. While we didn't get the sunrise we were expecting, we did get some delicious steamed buns.
It's all about the condensed milk. Those are totally worth it.
A total win. We headed back to our bungalows to pack up and hit up our last spot. It was time to take the last photo. About 11 kilometers southwest of Pai is an 800-meter long split bamboo walkway. This bamboo bridge winds through rice fields and meanders up to a small temple. We grabbed the camera and made our way out to a little slice of northern Thai culture. The mountainous backdrop makes for endless landscape photo compositions. And the rolling gold rice fields set against the countryside mountains felt like it was something out of a Van Gogh painting. This last photo really highlights the insane detail. Check out this extreme close-up of a haystack. You can see each individual rice stalk. It's pretty awesome. After winding up the film roll, it was time to drive back to Chiang Mai and get it developed. Overall, the Texas Leica is a beast. All 8 frames taught me something new about photography, and I can't wait to shoot with it again. This camera really slows you down and gets you to think about things. The combination of the rangefinder design and high-quality lens offers a film experience that is hard to beat. Pair it with a picturesque location like Pai, and you'll capture IMAX quality memories. Thank you so much for watching this photography road trip to Pai, and a huge thank you to Jeremy for making the trip so memorable. Catch you in the next one.